Hey everybody, how's it going? I am back with a new music video reaction / review for Sting by Stellar. And as we all know, Stellar is a group that's used some pretty creative visual concepts to help promote their music, but I think their music itself has been really good for quite a few releases. And no matter what the concept is, no matter what the music video or the visuals look like, I always try to look past that and really give their music a chance. And I wish everyone else would do the same thing too. I know a lot of people can get past the videos or whatever and really listen to the music, but at the same time, I also hear another really large group of people that only talks about the visuals and what they're doing to try to get attention, and that group of people doesn't really seem to notice the actual music, which is too bad because I think they've done an excellent job with the musical end of things, especially recently. So let's jump right in, check out this new song. I'm really excited for it. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Really heavy groove. Cool little progression there. It's a really interesting contrast between sort of the light nature of the vocals and the melody, and then the really heavy backing track of the production. That mouse click concept is really clever. That's really effective and kind of powerful. Really awesome backing harmonies too. Love this rhythm guitar throughout the whole song. That's cool. Just come back in with the bass. Looks to me like they're responding to that crowd that I was mentioning before I started the video that doesn't pay any attention to their music. I think they've done quite a good job addressing that with the concept and visuals in this music video. That's really clever. I like that. And it looks like that's it. So that was a really interesting song. As I mentioned before, there was a really big kind of thematic contrast and sort of intensity contrast. Like the vocals, the melody, kind of the overall flow of the song was more laid back. It was kind of light and airy, you know, not too like serious or hard hitting or intense. is probably how I describe it. But then the backing track itself was actually really heavy. It had that like really hard-hitting bass synthesizer, and then sprinkling in the little bits of that rhythm guitar part throughout, especially in the bridge. Really liked that. That was a cool touch, and it gave it a really good groove, kind of a funky feel to it. So there's kind of three different things going on. The vocals and the melody are very light. Then you have that kind of playful but funky and really hard grooving rhythm guitar part. And then you also have like that ominous, heavy, droning bass kind of sound that was really heavy and solid with a lot of impact. And all of those things are happening at once and kind of playing off of each other. And you'll notice that they drop out each of those three sections in different combinations at different times, and it really changes the feel of the song. Like towards the end when they came back in with the chorus and they dropped out the beat, they dropped out the rhythm guitar, you just had that kind of light floating vocal part, kind of pleasant melody mixed with the really ominous bass synthesizer coming back in. So you had kind of like a dreamy and then kind of like a scary element happening simultaneously. And that's just one example of how they played with that throughout the entire song. And the other thing that I really liked about this song were the sections of chromatic movement, kind of up and down with the chords. They didn't always follow like exactly up and down the chromatic scale, but it definitely gave that kind of feeling in context with the rest of the chords and sort of the established key that they were already operating in. So keeping all of that in mind, let's jump back in. I'll try to point out those things as they occur and point out some other new things that we haven't talked about yet. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Really like the intro. That was pretty clever. A little self shot out there. Kind of like a JYP whisper, but not at all like a JYP whisper. You notice they have the kind of ominous synthesizer, the bass synthesizer, and they also have what sounds like a real bass playing along, doing some really funky, like offbeat slap stuff that gives it a really cool edge. And then again, sprinkling in little bits of that rhythm guitar part, also a very funky rhythmic type of element. Kind of that vocal sounding synthesizer. It might even be a vocal sample that they made that with. Kind of like a baby crying kind of sound. That's what you're hearing there. The brass section, the brass parts, horn section kind of thing, were definitely kind of weak in this song. I think it could have been improved by using maybe some different or better samples, or of course a real brass section. I know that costs a lot of money and it's not often done in pop music, but definitely could have enhanced this song a bit. Also, check out all of the vocal layers. It's a little bit hidden the way they're doing it. Some real dissonant and kind of distant vocal doubles, but it gives a really cool effect throughout the whole song. The master on this sounds a little bit crunchy, maybe a little bit squashed. It's not too bad though. I'm just hearing a little bit of that like upper mid-range edge that gets a little abrasive on my NS10s when stuff's been crushed a little bit in the master. You notice the tonality kind of chord shift on that section too, besides the instrumentation change. And this cool like sort of chromatic feeling element here. So we have like dreamy vocals and ominous bass line. Definitely goes along with the concept and the kind of visuals and message they're kind of giving with this song. It's very clever songwriting to match everything, both in concept, visuals, message, sound, sort of emotional feeling you get when you hear it. really, really high level thinking and writing with that type of thing to accomplish that. It does end a little bit abruptly. It is kind of on the shorter side of songs, but I think they got the message across well, so I don't mind that it ended like that or that it's that short. And yeah, I think this was a really interesting concept from them. The song was good, as I've said a bunch of times, it combined a lot of really kind of clashing elements in a really cool way. There was definitely a lot of thought and creativity behind that to be able to get it to all come together at the end so successfully. And I'm actually also really impressed with Stellar's vocal skill, especially in those backing parts with the kind of dissonant and very distant harmonies where they're just kind of like touching on things. It's like a tonal thing rather than a really supportive background vocal. It just kind of gives you like a feeling, because you're mostly hearing the lead, and then the backing vocals are very cut, so they're very short, and you're only kind of hearing them on certain syllables to give that kind of dissonant color to the vocal mix. And the way that that was panned out, and you could tell there were a lot of layers going on, I was really impressed at their vocal execution to be able to record all of that and have it sound like it did. And also the parts during the chorus, there were some more obvious vocal harmonies there, and they all sounded extremely good. And I have been impressed with their vocals in the past, but this just kind of reinforces that, and it shows me that they can do some other interesting things in the studio really well too. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this reaction/review. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you could share this video all over the place, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, forums, all that stuff really helps me out, and I'll see you guys next time.